Welcome back to Christian Kids Content Unpacked. Today we are unpacking a message about loving outcasts and healing leprosy. We will analyse how the speaker uses comedic minimisation, social ostracisation, and forced affection to deliver a contradictory lesson on compassion.
Did I get everybody? You forgot something? Okay. All right. Well, I asked Doug to come up because we're going to be talking in a second about a person that had a disease. So what if somebody had a disease that made the hair grow out on their face? Made the hair grow out on their face. All right. Doug's got it bad. And so does Larry. And where else did I? Chad. Oh, does John have it? Oh. And Don King. I got this disease. Now, if they had that disease, that if you touched them, it made the hair grow out like that on your face, would you want to touch them?
The presenter introduces the concept of leprosy by comparing it to a contagious disease that makes facial hair grow out like Doug's beard. This relies on comedic minimisation, using a humorous physical trait to explain a profoundly isolating and life-threatening historical illness. Psychologically, concrete thinkers struggle to separate the joke from the reality, potentially viewing physical differences as actual diseases to be avoided. Theologically, reducing the devastating social reality of biblical leprosy to a visual gag undermines the radical nature of Christ's healing touch. Young viewers internalise that severe illness and social isolation can be treated as a casual punchline. A healthier approach discusses isolation in age-appropriate, realistic terms, such as feeling left out, without turning physical appearances into a mock disease.
No, you don't want to look like Doug.
Oh, come on. You just play with it all day. Come on.
Braid it? Okay, well, so in the book of Mark, chapter 1, verses 40, there's a man that suffered a skin disease called leprosy, and he had to live as an outcast because nobody wanted to touch him. So Jesus saw him and was moved with compassion. What's that mean? What's compassion mean? Love? Joy? It means you want to help him. Jesus was moved and wanted to help the person with leprosy, and so he healed him, and that allowed him to come back into society. So, Doug is now healed. What are you going to do now? All right. Thank you, Doug. Now your hair can start. No, it's not going to start growing. So compassion does things like break down social stigma. It meets people where they have painful places in their lives and restores those who are cast out. So you can think about people around you that might need some compassion. Who's an outcast around you? Somebody maybe in school or in your neighborhood that nobody else gets along with, that you could be friendly with.
The speaker transitions to a modern application, asking the children to identify an outcast at school whom nobody else gets along with. This inadvertently reinforces social ostracisation, requiring the child to mentally label a peer as a social reject in order to show them pity. Developmentally, explicitly asking children to identify outcasts solidifies social hierarchies and encourages a saviour complex rather than genuine peer equality. Theologically, Christ's compassion restored individuals to community equality rather than maintaining a power dynamic of the socially acceptable pitying the unacceptable. The children are subtly taught to view vulnerable peers as charity projects rather than equals worthy of genuine friendship. Teachers should encourage universal kindness and inclusivity, rather than asking children to explicitly identify and target the socially marginalised.
You don't necessarily have to touch them and give them a hug, but you can say, I do want to know you better. I do want to care about you. And that's what compassion is about. And we all need to learn about compassion. All right? So, somebody give Doug a hug since he was so kind as to come up.
At the conclusion of the lesson, the pastor instructs the children to give Doug a hug as a reward for his participation. This utilises forced affection, requiring young participants to bypass their personal space to fulfil a social expectation in a public setting. Cognitive and developmental science strongly advocates for bodily autonomy, teaching children that they always have the right to decline physical contact. Theologically, while the Church is a community of love, mandating a physical embrace conflates spiritual obedience with the suspension of personal limits. Instructing a group to initiate physical contact on command erodes their understanding of autonomy, undermining their ability to set limits in contexts where those skills are critical. A safer environment allows children to choose how they express gratitude, such as a high five or saying thank you, respecting their bodily autonomy.
And to make it grow this long, if you were really, really ornery when you were younger, your mama would smack you on the head and it all came down. That's what happened.
That's what happened?
I was so ornery, my mom would smack me on the head and it all came out this way instead of out like y'all.
Doug concludes the segment by joking that his beard grew because his mother used to smack him on the head for being ornery. This relies on normalised violence, using childhood corporal punishment as the punchline to a joke in a safe space. Psychologically, making light of physical punishment in front of a young audience minimises the serious nature of physical discipline and can confuse children. Theologically, pairing a message about divine compassion with a casual anecdote about parental striking creates a disjointed and contradictory picture of love. Children who may be experiencing harsh physical discipline at home might internalise this joke as validation that being hit is normal and acceptable. Adults leading children's ministry must ensure their humour does not inadvertently trivialise physical violence or compromise the safety of the sanctuary.
Anybody believe that? All right, thank you for coming up. Not today.
The Loving and Outcast message uses comedic minimisation to trivialise biblical narratives and inadvertently reinforces social ostracisation among peers. By demanding forced affection and joking about corporal punishment, the presenters create an environment that disregards a child's bodily autonomy and psychological safety. If you are unpacking the rhetoric in children's media, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.